Hello everyone and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Agent Anti-Venom, part of the Marvel 80 Years fan channel exclusives. Here we have Agent Anti-Venom displayed in the front window with his accessories. Down near the bottom we see the Venom logo and then his name, Agent Anti-Venom, called out. On the side we do get some artwork there of Agent Anti-Venom, fist in the air coming at us, and that is going to be the same artwork on both sides. On the back, we get a full product shot here of Agent Anti-Venom just kind of standing there with his arms off to his side, looking at us menacingly. Then we do have a quick read-up. After exposure to the Anti-Venom serum, Flash Thompson becomes the newest incarnation of the anti-hero. But enough about that, let's go ahead and get this open and take a look at Agent Anti-Venom. And here is Agent Anti-Venom outside of his packaging, and for being a very cool character, I love the concept of Agent Venom and Anti-Venom. I like how his character design looks and all that stuff, but unfortunately this figure is going to be based off that old Walgreens exclusive Agent Venom figure from, I want to say, maybe 2015, 2016. And that's really the biggest downside. We have the same figure from roughly 5 years ago, which means we have the same articulation. And unfortunately, Hasbro, well, fortunately, I should say, Hasbro has come a long way in their body sculpt design, especially when it comes to articulation. And unfortunately, this guy doesn't give you a whole lot of posability. Not to mention, we get some weird choices with the way the hand is sculpted. I'll show that up close. All in all, it is a bit of a letdown in some big areas that matter. The sculpt and the paint, it's not a letdown, but other areas it is, which we'll go into. Now, he does come with some accessories, the first being the tendrils that are going to port right into the back, and that's something that we've seen multiple times now with some of the other Venom and Symbiote figures, so that's fine. We do get two submachine guns, like little MP5s or something along those lines, and they're sculpted decent enough. They look relatively realistic. And then we get two handguns, and those, same thing, don't look too bad. I like how they look. Now, in standing straight up, Agent Anti-Venom is coming in at 6 3/8 inches tall, which makes him about 16.2 centimeters, so he is a good size figure, just shy of 6.5 inches. But since he is an exclusive, he comes with no Build-A-Figure piece, and we already looked at the accessories, so let's go ahead and jump in now and take a look at the paint and sculpt work here on Agent Anti-Venom. And getting up close, we're going to see a pretty decent looking head sculpt. I mean, not a whole lot to it. We just get some eyes that are sculpted very Spider-Man-like or Venom-like, however you want to look at it. And then you get a little furrowed brow there that you can see with some of the sculpted lines. And it looks pretty good. And of course, being an all-white figure would make a lot of the paint errors really stand out. And thankfully, it doesn't look like I have any really on the head. Now, going down to the rest of the figure, so we get this body armor that goes over top of the base figure. It is removable. I'm not going to bother removing it, but you can see that it does port in right over there, and you get some textured detail on there, which is pretty cool. And then the logo there for the Agent Venom, or in this case Anti-Venom, looks fine. No real issues with the paint there, and again, being on white, it would really stand out if there were. And then looking at the shoulders, we get these sort of turtle shell look to them. Not bad. And it looks like it's double layered there, like you get a little piece underneath. And that is going to be attached to that body armor. And thankfully, they don't really get in the way of the flexibility of the arms. On the back side, you do have the port so that you can put in those tendrils. And then going down, I was talking a little bit about like the hands and stuff. So first, starting with the arm, we do get a little bit of silver paint there with some black going down. Now, the arms here, this forearm piece, I mean, it's sculpted really cool, but the hand is part of the sculpt, so you can't independently move the hand anywhere. And then what is this pose? What kind of gripping pose is that? I mean, seriously, and it's on both hands. Like, when you put a gun in it, and you may have saw when I was doing the close-ups there, I mean, you at least have a trigger finger, but he holds it so awkward. Like, it's really high up in his hand. He doesn't get a firm grip on it. I don't know. That is just a weird choice for the fingers with how they're sculpted on there. I don't like it at all. Then looking at his belt, so we do get some more paint here with the gray and silver, but then it's mostly going to be white again. So we see all the different pouches and canisters, and we got a knife. Looks like smoke grenades of some sort. What's that, canteen? In case he gets thirsty, I guess. Now going down the legs, so we do have this sculpted on piece, and unfortunately that is a gun that does not come out of the holster. Would have been cool if it would have been just a regular holster so that we could put the gun that we have in there, but nope, that's not happening. And then we can see underneath it, we get some more of that silver and black paint, which we can see again over here. And yeah, a little smudgy, but otherwise it still looks clean on the parts there where it goes onto the white. And then going down, we still get that rough texture going down here. Very organic looking armor. So, I mean, the armor does look cool and it is well sculpted. So, I mean, I can't complain about the sculpt. I think it's actually pretty well done, with the exception, of course, of incorporating things like, movable hands and things like that. One downside, too, though, with this big vest is the arms are going to stick out. I pushed and tried to get them to get in lower, and they won't do it. So that is kind of a frustrating thing as well, is that you can't have his arms to his side. Now looking at the articulation, so you have a head that can go all the way around. He can bury his chin not too badly. Looks up, meh, okay. Arms can go very far up, and as mentioned, that shoulder piece does not get in the way. If you do a full rotation, I mean, it's obviously going to get in the way there, but you can still move it. You do have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and then the arm does rotate there at the forearm, but again, it's just at such a weird angle. I don't like it. There is an ab crunch in here, but you're not really going to get to use it. That vest is going to prevent that. You do have a waist rotation. The hip joints are atrocious. These are some old style hip joints, so they can come out like really far, but in order to kick forward, so you can see the way the hinge is oriented, you essentially have to turn it, and then you'd have to turn the leg, and the hard part is sometimes the leg is going to turn that piece, so to kick it forward, you have to turn it that way, and then you don't really have, I mean, you have an upper thigh cut, but it's just so awkward to try to pose this guy, and it's a real pain in the butt to get him into any decent poses. So if I had any major thing that I would change on here, it would be these hip joints. If I could just literally take one thing, I would keep the weird hands. I would keep those if it meant I got good hip joints. Now you do have a double jointed knee in there, and then you do have a hinge and ankle pivot. And that about does it for this review, everyone. So overall, I think this is a great looking display piece. If you get him in a pose like this, where he's going to stand, and normally I would be touching him and moving him around, but I don't want to, because as soon as I did that, he fell over and I couldn't get him to stand back up. So once you get him in a pose, then fine. But if you're trying to do a lot of dynamic posing with them, you're not going to like this figure. That's just my 2 cents. The hands are weird. You're going to have a hard time aiming the guns where you want to aim them. The legs are kind of funky. So for somebody who is wanting to do like action figure photography or just, again, dynamic posing, this figure is out for you. It's not going to be great. Plus, have the black backdrop because it's so hard to get a white character to not have it overexposed. But with that being said, I think it's worth picking up if you can get a deal for them. But at $20, this really just serves as a display piece and to flesh out your symbiote collection. That's really it. Now, with that being said, if you disagree with me, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this figure. Make sure to hit that thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe for more content just like this. And as always, thanks for watching my videos, and have a great day.